Everyone. My name's Carrie Teeter, and I just wanted to show you my final flip through of my journal that is finished. She has taken on the name of Book of Textile, Volume 1. This is how I envisioned the door-to-door salesman back in the day that would come and try to sell you encyclopedias and home decor stuff. This is my take on their workbook, work up sample book, if you will. She's one signature, about 17 full pages, and lots of ads, little bits and pieces. There's a vintage bead trim that I used for the hiding of the spine. The back has a nice large pocket. She is silk and different fibers and trims, fur, velvet button of a Tim Holtz lady looking out the window at her desk with her lamp. Held together with the leather closure, snap closure. All fabric and beaded trim there. Created this workup tag. It says textile, any cloth or goods produced by weaving, knitting, or felting. It's a little journal tag with some trim on there in a fabric pocket. A belly band with a tag of a vintage lady that was fussy cut out. Vintage out of an old magazine. Upholstery, felts. The side pocket with an envelope. And here is an ad for custom fitted clothing. Created some tags out of the dress forms. 3 different pockets there. And in here, the envelope flips open, and then here's a female help wanted ad. I made a file folder and then added some coffee dyed name and address for the women that wanted to sign up, but it would be for a good place for junk journaling. Here is a pocket with spots to junk journal in, some to-do lists that are coffee dyed for journaling, and then an observation tag that I just stamped on. Some journaling paper. Here is the bottom form. It's just the bottom. I thought it was pretty cool that I turned into a tag. And then the vintage ads with the women in there and the dress forms and laces and fabrics and whatever. Here's a side tuck that I created to look like swatches. This is of upholstery fabric. And the numbers represent where the fabric could be found. So it's the numbers coordinating to the different fabrics. And then I created this tag for journaling on with different upholsteries on there. This envelope, again, has the upholstery tag on there, and then samples of what the upholstery could be used for. And then inside are some more journaling tags with more upholstery samples of chairs and stuff that could be used. Ledger paper that I envisioned, taking names and how much, and journaling spots. I created this tag out of a cardboard, probably cereal box maybe, and put Tim Holtz little people sitting on the corners of the chair. Has a little bug in the plate. It's been gessoed and inked up. There's a side pocket here that also houses more journaling tags with a boho bead that I made, and then this Tim Holtz tag with trims and stamping and stuff. Here's some vintage fabric that are made into fabric envelopes with little tags that are in them. And this fabric flip here with different trims and belly tucks in golds and greens. This is a junk journal, little junk tablet. It's leather bound, has a see-through front cover that really pops when the paper's behind it, but just coffee dyed and distressed papers for journaling. Here is the cotton blend with rust color fabric and trims. A little piece of flower off of an embroidery piece. The doors flip open here for journaling, held on by a hinge. More journaling tags there, or room here for journaling. And then in this tuck spot here is a journaling card, a blank journaling card that I distressed, and then a workup tag with some coordinating ribbon that I think looks really nice right there. Heavy coffee dyed telephone address book. More journaling spots here. I created this door on the hinges. Dried flowers I smushed in between laminate for a see-through. And then this behind the door is a place for journaling. This is the beginning of the ladies. This is women right there. This is collaged with magazine and old vintage stamp, distressed into a journaling card with some velvet trim, a cork tuck pocket, and then an envelope made the window. I put this image of a shirt with the arm hanging over the rail. And then in that side tuck right there is a cluster for journaling, and then another journaling tag. Distressed vellum. Here is a really pretty vintage bead piece that has been put on some velvet, and a vintage tag that I made, fussy cut her out and put her on with some stamping and put her on sewing paper. some vintage fabrics of fruits, pears, and cherries. Made a vintage, well, made it to look like vintage. I cut out this pear and then turned it into a little journaling notepad. And then this blank note that I thought fit perfectly, and I turned it into a postcard that fits into this front pocket here with some lace trim. Another journaling spot. Here's more of the same type of fabric with a little journaling card. And then a tag that I made with little tags that hide in that for writing. And then a swatch card of the other different types of fabric that you could get with their coordinating numbers. All just coffee dyed and inked up. This is the fur side pocket here with fur swatches attached. And then a workup card for fur with a fur topper on it. It says a piece of the dressed pelt of an animal used to make trim or lined wearing apparel. I like how that looks right there. And then this copy of this vintage picture, she has a fur wrapped around her neck. I thought it went nicely. With the side tuck and a clock there that extends for the 3 sheets for journaling. And then I created her and put fur on her head and distressed her up. She cracks me up, looks pretty funny. Also made out of sewing patterns with a tuck with a vellum envelope, and then a plain card that's been backed onto distressed paper for journaling. And this envelope also opens up for more journaling spots, front and back. And some stationery that I inked up with alcohol inks for more writing. Here's old vintage hand-stitched appliques. There's a tag for them with the different patterns, again, of the swatches where with the journaling card in the side tuck here, and more journaling spots. This one here has a flip with several side tuck pockets. And this tag with the Tim Holtz image and 3 side tags for journaling, and more journaling on the back. Plenty of room for more tucks and spots in here. Another blank journaling page, belly bands, created out of embroidery, crocheted and laces. This backing is wallpaper to give it stability for this hand stitch. The hand stitch is for the leather and the lace page. The pocket is leather. I made a leather tassel with a heart held on by a Tim Holtz clip. Journaling tags and another sample tag. This would have been the different pieces of leather that you could have purchased with journaling on the back. And then these are my idea of what would have been the cheat sheet. It talks about synthetic and natural, like leather, it's a fabric by default, jute, some cotton, wool, silk. So if your customer was wanting to know about the different fabrics and stuff, you would have your cheat sheet to go to. And they've both been coffee dyed and inked up for journaling. And then on this side is the lace, so leather and lace. This one has trims and lace applique. They're in the cream colors. And then the swatch cards for the different trims and laces that have been stapled on and can be used as a journaling card. And just attached with this circular clip here. Here's a side band with a rent receipt that's been coffee dyed, and then a coin envelope that I made to put little goodies in. Another journaling page. Here's some more fabrics in the pinks and the blues with a belly band and a flip up. Been all gessoed, so all of this is writing. Behind that, another sample tag for journaling with the different fabrics. Another swatch card. Here's the 45-inch wide 100% cotton that has also been into the swatches. And then underneath is a place for journaling. Here is a junk mail envelope tuck. I watched a Kelly Snow video, on how to fold these. Very clever and very good use of the junk envelopes. Here is a little envelope I made and a journaling tag that go in this tuck. Some more journaling tags. Heavily distressed with a Tim Holtz flower and magazine clip out. And then this one is napkin. Space for journaling there. And then this envelope opens up and there's a pocket here. And then this flips out for more writing, more journaling space. Another belly or another side pocket or side tuck with swatches of flannels. She is showing you that you could use the flannels in this jammies. I left a pocket in the sewing pattern and then put in these journaling tags on for samples of what else you could use the material for. And then some grid paper, more journaling paper. Here's folded pockets of an encyclopedia with some embellishments on it. Little tags for writing and tucked in there. A Rolodex card that's been line stamped. A little postcard stamped envelope that I created. And then in here is a cluster with a little Tim Holtz guy on there that flips open for journaling. And then a tag snuck in there in this hiding spot with some stamped and coffee dyed rickrack. Some more heavy duty fabric here with a pocket and a tuck spot on this workup card. It's got another tuck here with an old playing card that's been backed on paper and distressed for journaling. More journaling paper. Here's some more grid paper with just a simple piece of brown journaling card in here. This beautiful vintage lace for a side pocket. Side tuck, it's got blues and grays with some gold beading in it. Black and white scheme, side tucks here with some tags that I made with white lines, faux fur here, and toppers on them. And then here's the side one, which is a larger one and a smaller tag with black lace pocket. Distressed vellum table topper with another black and white tag with some black and white trim at the top. Wool belly band with a wool side tuck. I envisioned her in a wool jacket. So look, ladies, you could have yourself a nice wool jacket or wool skirt as well with the leather topper on there. Ledger paper, address. Here's the wool swatches on here as a belly band. More location stamping numbers. Tags that I made backed on coffee dyed paper and distressed with wool and jute on them. And then a little side flip out here for more journaling, like where they may have wrote customer information and what they want, and it's kind of hidden right there. Here's the doll page. Has a double belly band here and here. A tag with image transfer of a doll on a workup page behind her for journaling. And then also this journal tag, which is the same method. And then this is another one of Kelly Snow inspired garbage junk mail. It's an envelope I turned on its side, inked it up with distressed inks, and then added just a couple of pieces of paper and some washing tape. Here's a guest check that's been coffee dyed. Journaling spot here, some cheesecloth under it. This here is the sample tag of swatches for the different fibers. And there's other tuck spots back behind there as well. Here's another side pocket that has journaling cards from dolls that I have distressed and backed onto lined paper for journaling. More ledger paper for writing. It's been gessoed through here. Little sideways book put in there. This is paintable wallpaper. It was white. I distressed it. I used different waxes, rubbed them on, and then some stain spray, and then wiped them down to get this vintage look. I think it turned out really pretty. And then another workup card for journaling. And more, of course, journaling spots there. And then I carried the theme over into this one. Same technique used on this wallpaper. And then here's some handmade paper, fiber paper, backed on coffee dyed paper for journaling. More journaling spots. This starts into the textured wallpaper. I created a couple of tags here, distressed them, and then just pinned them on to the side pocket. These I also had to ink up as they were white, and then distressed them for another journaling tag. And this one I used the wax on, and then distressed inks. And I turned this one into a journaling book with heavy dye coffee, and then the Tim Holtz distressed ink around that one. And another matching belly band from the front to this back cover with a couple of tags I distressed and turned into journaling tags. And then this one I used Tim Holtz images and some clip outs, stamps, distressed inks, some vintage fabric for the top. And in this back pocket, I used an old paper or an old fabric cloth, cut it and made a pocket out of it to hold the textured wallpaper sample books. So these are textured of golds and browns, different weave patterns. I put coordinating numbers on them and then stamped them as the same with this one. Well, that completes my flip through of my junk journal. I appreciate everybody watching. I will be making a volume 2 because this one was just so fun and there was just so much more that I could have just kept adding, but she was getting hard to close as she was. So thank you again, and I'll look forward to posting the next one for everybody. Have a great day.